Welcome to Golden Flame Stars. In this video, we celebrate legendary singers from the 1960s to 1990s who, even in their 80s and beyond, still carry the spirit of music within them. Their voices may have mellowed, their steps may have slowed, but their influence shines brighter than ever. Which of these timeless icons brings back your fondest memories? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep their legacy alive. Joni Mitchell, born November 7, 1943, now 81, is revered for poetic classics like Big Yellow Taxi. She survived a 2015 brain aneurysm, requiring long recovery. Though health struggles persist, Mitchell has returned to perform, symbolizing resilience and unmatched artistry in folk and jazz. Michelle Phillips, born June 4, 1944, is a singer, songwriter, and actress once hailed by Time magazine as the purest soprano in pop. She rose to fame in the mid-1960s with the Mamas and the Papas. Now 81 and the group's last surviving member, Michelle lives quietly, aging gracefully. Neil Sedaka, born March 13, 1939, now 86, delivered pop classics like Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. He has enjoyed a career spanning over 6 decades. In later life, Sedaka stays well, showing only the gentle slowing that comes with advanced age. Julie Andrews, born October 1, 1935, now 89, is a celebrated singer and actress whose crystalline soprano graced Broadway's My Fair Lady before films like Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music. A 1997 surgery damaged her voice. Despite this loss, Andrews remains a beloved cultural icon. Dickie Lee, born September 21, 1936, now 89, is remembered for teen ballads like Patches and later country songwriting success. While he has stepped back from the spotlight, Lee continues to write. He has aged without major illnesses publicly reported, enjoying quiet senior years. Nancy Sinatra, born June 8, 1940, now 85, is remembered for These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. She also recorded memorable duets with her father Frank Sinatra. Still in good health, Nancy enjoys her later years gracefully, occasionally engaging with fans online. Shirley Jones, born March 31, 1934, now 91, is a celebrated singer and actress best known for musicals like Oklahoma and The Music Man. Her pure soprano voice defined 1950s cinema. Though she has slowed with age, her health remains steady and her artistry endures. Brenda Lee, born December 11, 1944, now 80, is forever linked to Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Nicknamed Little Miss Dynamite, she transitioned from child star to enduring legend. Though naturally slowed by age, she remains healthy and cherished worldwide for her timeless voice. Tom Jones, born June 7, 1940, now 85, electrified audiences with It's Not Unusual and Delilah. Despite personal loss, he remains a touring powerhouse. Still remarkably energetic for his age, Jones shows no major health issues, embodying vitality on stage worldwide. Patti LaBelle, born May 24, 1944, now 81, earned fame as the godmother of soul with powerhouse vocals on hits like Lady Marmalade. She has faced type 2 diabetes, but manages it with care. Despite challenges, Patti remains vibrant, still performing with stunning energy. Frankie Avalon, born September 18, 1940, now 85, is best remembered for teen idol hits like Venus. A 1960s heartthrob and film star, Avalon remains active. Despite normal aging, he has largely avoided serious illness, maintaining good health and occasional performances. Mickey Dolenz, born March 8, 1945, now 80, was the voice behind many Monkees hits including I'm a Believer. He has stayed visible as both singer and actor. Dolenz remains in good health, continuing to perform with lively spirit despite advancing years. Buddy Guy, born July 30, 1936, now 89, is a blues giant who inspired generations of guitarists. He continues to perform, even in his late years. Though naturally slowed by age, Buddy's health remains relatively strong, and his artistry shows no signs of fading. Dion DeMucci, born July 18, 1939, now 86, gave rock and roll classics like Runaround Sue. He overcame addiction in earlier decades, reinventing himself through faith and artistry. Today, Dion is aging gracefully, with no major illnesses reported, still revered as a pioneer. Bill Anderson, born November 1, 1937, now 87, is country music's Whisperin' Bill, known for soft vocals and masterful songwriting. A longtime Grand Ole Opry star, he remains active in music. Though age has naturally slowed his pace, his health is otherwise sound. John Kay, born April 12, 1944, now 81, is best remembered as frontman of Steppenwolf, powering rock classics like Born to Be Wild. Legally blind since childhood due to congenital disease, he still performed into later life. Kay remains respected for his resilience and activism. Peter Cetera, born September 13, 1944, now 81, rose to fame with Chicago's If You Leave Me Now before a successful solo career. Retired from the spotlight, Cetera enjoys a quieter life. He remains in stable health, living peacefully away from the stage. Gary U.S. Bonds, born June 6, 1939, now 86, is best remembered for the 1961 hit Quarter to Three. Revived by Bruce Springsteen's support in the 1980s, he sustained a long career. Though largely retired, Bonds remains well, living quietly with resilient health. Lee Greenwood, born October 27, 1942, now 82, is inseparable from God Bless the USA, an anthem of patriotism. A proud Grand Ole Opry member, Greenwood still makes select appearances. His health is steady, with only the natural slowing that accompanies age. Robert Lamb, born October 13, 1944, now 80, co-founded the band Chicago and wrote enduring hits like Saturday in the Park. He remains musically engaged even today. While naturally less active, Lamb has no major health issues reported, embodying longevity both in life and career. Grace Slick, born October 30, 1939, voice of Jefferson Airplane. At 85, she retired due to severe arthritis and health challenges. Though no longer performing, her legacy as a fearless female rock pioneer continues to inspire. Ray Davies, born June 21, 1944, songwriter and leader of the Kinks. At 81, he deals with lingering injuries from past health scares and age-related weakness. He still writes and occasionally performs, maintaining his sharp wit and rock legacy. Ringo Starr, born July 7, 1940, drummer of the Beatles and peace advocate. At 85, he lives with arthritis that affects his drumming but stays active. He continues touring with his all-star band, spreading joy through music. Paul Simon, born October 13, 1941, singer-songwriter of Simon and Garfunkel. At 83, he suffers from significant hearing loss that limits live performances. Nevertheless, he still records new music, showing remarkable dedication to his craft. Paul McCartney, born June 18, 1942, legendary Beatle and songwriter. At 83, he manages reduced stamina and age-related hearing issues, yet remains musically vibrant. He continues to record new projects and perform live, proving his resilience and timeless creativity. Jimmy Page, born January 9, 1944, guitarist of Led Zeppelin. At 81, he faces arthritis and age-related decline, limiting public appearances. Though he rarely tours, he remains musically active, preserving his guitar legacy through recordings and projects. Pete Townsend, born May 19, 1945, guitarist of The Who. At 80, he copes with long-term hearing loss from years of loud performances. Still, he continues recording and touring, keeping The Who's fiery spirit alive on stage. Jorma Kaukonen, born December 23, 1940, guitarist of Jefferson Airplane and Hot Tuna. At 84, he faces arthritis and hand issues from decades of playing. Still, he continues to tour actively, admired for his blues rock guitar artistry. Jack Cassidy, born April 13, 1944, bassist of Jefferson Airplane and Hot Tuna. At 81, He copes with age-related health issues, but stays musically active. He continues to perform with Hot Tuna, proving bass lines can echo for a lifetime. Roger McGuinn, born July 13, 1942, frontman of the Byrds. At 83, he experiences mobility challenges and vision issues linked to aging. Despite these, he still tours and records, keeping folk rock's jangling spirit alive. Mick Jagger, born July 26, 1943, iconic Rolling Stones frontman. At 82, he recovered from heart valve surgery in 2019 and still battles age-related aches. Yet his energy remains unmatched as he tours worldwide with extraordinary vitality. Keith Richards, born December 18, 1943, guitarist of the Rolling Stones. At 81, he endures arthritis and lingering damage from decades of heavy smoking and substance use. Despite it, he continues to record and perform, embodying rock's ultimate survivor spirit. Bob Dylan, born May 24, 1941, Nobel Prize-winning songwriter. At 84, he manages age-related frailty and vocal changes, though still recording albums. His legendary touring schedule continues, making him one of rock's most enduring figures. Roger Daltrey, born March 1, 1944, frontman of The Who. At 81, he overcame vocal cord surgery and partial hearing loss. He remains energetic on stage, continuing to tour and prove the power of rock resilience. Eric Clapton, born March 30, 1945, guitar legend known as Slow Hand. At 80, he suffers from peripheral neuropathy, causing nerve pain and reduced mobility. Despite struggles, he still performs select concerts, sharing his blues rock brilliance. Art Garfunkel, born November 5, 1941, the angelic voice of folk rock. At 83, he struggles with vocal strain and reduced range from age. He performs occasionally, cherishing his role as one of music's most timeless voices. Roger Waters, born September 6, 1943, co-founder of Pink Floyd. At 81, he copes with hearing loss and stamina issues from age. Still, he remains politically outspoken and continues performing elaborate live shows globally. David Gilmour, born March 6, 1946, iconic Pink Floyd guitarist. At 79, he faces arthritis and reduced stamina, yet still records new projects. He occasionally tours, his guitar tone continuing to inspire generations of rock fans. Donovan, born May 10, 1946, Scottish folk rock poet. At 79, he faces frailty and reduced stamina, but remains creatively active. He still records occasionally, his gentle songs and mystic lyrics continuing to inspire. Neil Young, born November 12, 1945, Canadian folk rock icon. At 79, he deals with epilepsy and past polio effects, but stays active. He continues releasing albums, his raw voice and activism still driving his artistry. Carlos Santana, born July 20, 1947, Latin rock guitar legend. At 78, he suffered a stage collapse in 2022 due to exhaustion. Now stabilized, he continues touring and recording, his fusion style still enchanting audiences worldwide. Iggy Pop, born April 21, 1947, the godfather of punk. At 78, he bears scars, joint pain, and lasting damage from wild stage antics. Yet he still performs shirtless with raw energy, embodying punk's undying spirit. Dave Davies, born February 3, 1947, guitarist of the Kinks. At 78, he lives with lingering effects from a 2004 stroke. Despite challenges, he continues recording music, proving resilience and survival run deep in rock. Patti Smith, born December 30th, 1946, punk poet and rock icon. At 78, she manages arthritis and reduced mobility but still tours. Her performances remain powerful, blending poetry, activism, and raw rock spirit. Robert Plant, born August 20th, 1948, legendary Led Zeppelin frontman. At 77, he manages age-related vocal changes but remains strong and passionate. He continues to record and perform worldwide, proving rock energy doesn't fade with age. Thank you so much for watching. These legendary voices show us that while time moves on, true music never fades. Through age, challenges, and even illness, their songs continue to bring hope, love, and strength into our lives. Did their stories touch your heart? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so their timeless spirit will shine on for generations.